Book summary by Teddy Bear's Storytime. Get the background, a detailed book summary, key themes, analysis, and a thoughtful conclusion. Don't just read it, experience it. Lord of Shadows, second in the Dark Artifices trilogy by Cassandra Clare, reunites Emma Carstairs and Julian Blackthorn in Los Angeles. Haunted by the aftermath of Lady Midnight, they pursue ritualistic killers while facing political upheaval, a dangerous fairy treaty, and the harrowing return of Annabelle Blackthorn, blurring allegiance, love, and destiny. Book summary. A month after the fall, Emma and Julian return from their narrow place journey. The LA Institute remains tense, Downworlders and the Clave's extremist splinter, the Cohort, threaten peace. Emma's grief-laced bond with Julian deepens as they secretly manage their forbidden love. Institute under siege. Centurions, loyal to the Cohort, occupy the Institute. Zara Dearborn manipulates tensions, targeting the Institute's alliance with Downworlders. Cristina feels betrayed when Diego is involved. The Cohort's goal: register or eliminate non-Nephilim, escalating the stakes. Malcolm's return. Emma, Julian, Cristina, and Mark investigate rising necromancy. At Malcolm Fade's house, they uncover his alliance with the Unseelie King, and his resurrection link to Annabelle Blackthorn. Malcolm's madness and ambition intensify as he breaches old boundaries. Journey to Fairy. Spurred by the Seelie Queen, the group enters Fairy to negotiate. Isabella and Clary arrive with Jace. The Queen tempts Julian with a way to break Parabatai curse, he resists. Alliances test loyalties in glittering, dangerous courts. Ferris will fight and Kieran's rescue. A Tooth-Eater demon ambushes them on the Santa Monica Ferris wheel. Emma rescues Kieran, cementing her bond. The encounter highlights the perils of mixing human and fairy realms, and calls Emma's courage into sharp focus. Heart and Brotherhood. Mark reunites with Cristina, mending personal rifts. Julian's love for Emma deepens. Kit learns his Herondale heritage, embraced by the Institute. The Cohort continues its aggressive campaign, snatching at Downworlder rights. Path to Cornwall. Research leads them to Cornwall, England, for Annabelle's excavation. The Black Volume of the Dead remains the key bargaining chip with the fairies and the Cohort. Emma's determination intensifies, and Julian wrestles with escalating emotion. Return of Annabelle. In Cornwall, they unearth Annabelle. Reanimated via Malcolm's blood ritual, she briefly displays lucidity before turning violent, confirming that resurrection bears a devastating cost. Riders attack. On their journey home, the riders of Monon ambush them on the Thames. Emma wields Cortana, Kieran fights with Cristina. Despite danger, they survive, comforting themselves amid uncertainty and escalating threats. Blighted lands and hidden agendas. In Idris, Diana uncovers environmental blight, sign of fairy blood used without consent. The Cohort moves in, led by Horace Dearborn. Kit, Ty, and Livy uncover Zara's plot to weaponize Downworlders, as pawns in a political coup. Council meeting chaos. Annabelle testifies in Alicante Council about Unseelie King and Malcolm's conspiracy. A tense standoff escalates when she seizes the mortal sword and kills Inquisitor Robert Lightwood, shattering Clave's stability. Tragedy at home. Returning to LA, the Institute reels from council fallout. Annabelle attacks, kills Livy with shards from the shattered mortal sword. Julian cradles his dying sister as Emma tries to stop Annabelle, only to watch her vanish in smoke, leaving a broken crown's shape in the air. Aftermath and stakes redefined. Institute in grief. The Blackthorns mourn. Tension mounts with the Cohort's rise. Diana supports Julian, revealing her relationship with Gwyn and her transgender identity, reinforcing inclusivity in the shadow world. Forbidden bond acknowledged. Emma and Julian admit their love in heartbreak and hope. Julian contemplates the Seelie Queen's offer to break Parabatai bond's consequence. Emma resolves they deserve this connection, regardless of law. Cliffhanger emerges. With the cohort in power, Downworlder rights revoked, and Annabelle at large, the novel ends on political, emotional, and magical cliffhanger, signaling darker times ahead. Themes. Lord of Shadows reflects love versus duty, political extremism, consequence of resurrection, identity and acceptance, family and sacrifice. Shadowhunter ideals clash with authoritarian fear. Emma and Julian's forbidden bond tests laws. Annabelle's return and cohort's rise forces heroes to choose between justice and rebellion. Analysis. Romantic tension, Parabatai taboo adds depth. Political allegory, cohort parallels real-world authoritarianism. Moral ambiguity, resurrection and blood magic have costs. World building, blends fairy and downworlder realms with human politics. Emotional stakes, death and forbidden love amplify tragedy and empathy. Conclusion. Lord of Shadows intensifies the dark artifices, weaving personal and political upheaval. Emma and Julian's forbidden love is challenged by higher powers, on both sides. Amid battles with fairy riders and witnessing Annabelle's resurrection-fueled chaos, the cohort's authoritarian surge threatens peace. Loyalties fracture, bonds strain under loss, and the Black Volume becomes a symbol of power and peril. Through love, grief, and moral reckoning, Cassandra Clare asks whether the cost of justice can justify survival. Ending on heartbreak and haunting possibility, the novel sets a stage for revolution and reckoning in the series finale. The end. What did you think about this book? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Teddy Bear's Storytime, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next magical adventure. More amazing book summaries are coming your way, so stay tuned and keep the love for stories alive. See you in the next one.